Hi, good morning, everyone. I am Emery Sabater, a financial education specialist here at EdFed, and I would like to welcome you all to another EdFed Academy webinar. And today, as you can see, our session is on budgeting for the holidays. EdFed Academy is our financial education platform where we offer webinars and workshops on a bunch of different topics with the hopes to provide you guys or our community the financial education and product solutions to be able to help you with your finances. So before we begin, please note that all participants have been muted for the duration of the webinar and that we'll have some time for questions in the end. So please use the Q&A function whenever a question you have pops up and we'll be able to answer it at that time. So let's dive in. Like I said, I am Emery Sabater, and I'm super excited to be co hosting today with my colleague, Thedley Nicholas, who is another financial education specialist here at EdFed. And together, we hope to provide you all with some great information and share some tips on how to avoid the stress that comes around the holidays around our finances and how we can stay on track. So here's a quick look at what we're covering today. We're going to start with how we prepare for the holidays, different strategies on how to help us spend a little bit more wisely and be more mindful with our spending, different suggestions on how to create more lasting memories that won't break the bank, and how to prepare for next year starting now. Because at the end of the day, sooner is better than later. All of these points will help you have a joyful holiday season while keeping your finances on track. So let's talk about an important aspect of holiday spending, which is our emotions. You wouldn't think, but according to Nobel Prize winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman, he said that we base our financial decisions 90% on our emotions and only 10% on logic. That is crazy. The holidays can bring up a lot of joy and warmth and that nostalgic feeling, but they can also stir up those negative emotions like anxiety and stress or even sadness, especially when it comes around spending. So, this emotional engagement that we feel can make us almost feel obligated to spend to make other people happy. Then you have that momentum spending where you start with one item at the store. Next thing you know, you have stocking stuffers, decorations, different sweet treats that you didn't even plan for, right? So it adds up fast. There's this quote that says, "A small expense will sink a large ship." And just like that, our money can go and go and go if we just start buying and buying, buying with no plan. And that leaves us with a bill that's a lot larger than we expected. And advertisers, unfortunately, they know this. They tap into our emotions and they make us feel like we need to spend, spend, spend to be able to express our love. And that's why having a plan for your holiday spending is essential to help you stay on track with whatever your budget is for your lifestyle without racking up any unwanted debt. So let's put this into perspective. The holiday season can be tough on our finances. It's just the reality. And according to the National Retail Federation, consumer spending for the 2024 holiday season is expected to hit a record of $902 per person between gifts, food, decorations, and other seasonal things. And this is a $25 difference, which is more than last year and $16 higher than 2019. So these rising prices, while rising slowly, they're still rising, right? And let's be real, most of us don't have like $900 just lying around to just spend, especially with the rising cost of everyday expenses. Now, these increasing prices can feel overwhelming because you have to prioritize so many other things like bills and all those things. And now these holiday seasons come and it can feel that overwhelming. And it's tempting to reach for credit cards or Affirm or Afterpay, Klarna, these buy now, pay later programs. And that's actually going to affect you in the long run. And that's why planning is so important. Now, us as consumers, we've become overly reliant on credit for our daily spending and even more reliant on credit when the holiday season comes. And when we do that, getting out of that debt is going to be a lot more difficult in the end. So take a look at this survey or this statistic. According to Forbes, due to inflationary pressures, 85% of consumers are going to be using credit cards or those buy now, pay later programs for the holidays and their spending. So these tools are helpful, but we have to be mindful of the interest that we're also paying with these things. And these buy now, pay later forms of payment are basically small lines of credit. So if we miss a payment, that can negatively affect our credit score. So again, they're super helpful, but it can also lead to debt even after the holiday season ends that we have to pay for. So combine that with the rising inflation, and it's even harder to stick to whatever your money goals are. So if possible, try not to rely on credit cards for gifts and other holiday expenses. And I understand that these things can be easier said than done, but it's just putting small efforts in different ways, which we're going to discuss today. So, my grandmother, who is a huge inspiration in my life, always says that holiday shopping starts in January, right? Right after the holiday season ends. You don't want to buy your coats in the wintertime. You want to buy them in the summer when they're cheaper, right? So, taking advantage of different sales throughout the year. But we don't have that option this year, right? We're already in what, November? So, what can we do to prepare for this upcoming season? And the first thing that we can do is assess where we are financially. We take a look at our current budget and we ask ourselves, do we have room to set aside for these holiday expenses? If not, then we need to prioritize our spending. Maybe we can cut back on non essential things this month or temporarily reduce our fun expenses to free up some cash to be able to spend for the holiday season. But always be realistic with where you are, what you're making, what your current situation is looking like, and determine how much you can actually afford this year. At the end of the day, we have to be real with ourselves. Lastly, we can plan ahead, right? By creating different lists for potential gifts that you want and how much they're going to cost, different travel expenses, meals. These small steps can make a large difference. Planning is never fun, but it is essential for us to be able to make it through this holiday season without any unwanted debt. So ask yourself these important questions. Do you have holiday funds set aside? Do you have a current monthly budget? How much can you afford to spend? And do you have a list of any of your holiday expenses? If you answered no to any one of these or all of these, don't worry, you're in the right place, and we're going to be here to help you out. Now I'm going to pass this over to Miss T.
Hey everyone, thank you so much. So, list of your holiday expenses. So, before we go crazy and buying everyone that we love a gift, just make sure that you have a list. I think the list will be a GPS to know exactly who we need to spend a little bit more on and who we just can gift with an experience. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Or maybe just giving someone an opportunity to go to a opera or just giving them an experience instead of the regular traditional gift underneath the tree. So list your holiday expenses, such as the gifts, list the people who you like to give the gift to. And maybe it could be the post office, mailman who comes to your house every day, the service that you receive at the grocery store, hosting a special meal. If you're the person that the family come to every holiday for you to host, maybe this time you can't go all out and prepare all the meals. Maybe we can do a potluck. So we'll dive in a little bit deeper in that. Traveling, those who have to travel outside, because remember, if you have family in other states, it does cost for the tickets. You have to do Airbnb when you get there, or maybe you have to rent a car, so all that expense add up. And lastly, decoration and activities. We're going to dive a little bit deeper in decoration. I know there's some neighborhoods that you win a prize if your house is more decked out than everyone else. There's a contest, but maybe we can refreshen the decoration, maybe with paint, or we will swap with a neighbor. Maybe the neighbor had all white last year, and you had all blue. Maybe we can swap so we can freshen up our decoration, and maybe more DIY projects instead of going purchasing things at the store. So let's look at our next slide. Trim your tree and trim your expenses. We're going to talk about holiday decor. How can we freshen it up? Plan to gift giving is my favorite, and alternative gifts. Next slide, please. Holiday decor. Consider reusing last year's items. So I know we are already a little bit closer to the holidays, but when you are making your purchases for your holiday decor, maybe we can buy quality worth items so that we can reuse next year, right? So or maybe swapping out with a friend. Maybe a friend will had a, you know, all white thing. Maybe I love all white, right? All white theme, and maybe this year you want to try an all white tree. So you could swap with friends, and that creates memorable moments, enjoyable moments when you can sit with your friends and we can create ornaments together. Always invest in quality items, okay, like a do-it-yourself um ornaments in the future that you can pass down with your kids. Do work on do-it-yourself projects with your friends, families, make ornaments, frames together, create inspiring gifts on from online. And thrifting, favorite one, thrifting, buying vintage items in both special and great environment. It's both a special and a great environment.
Now, I do want to add when
Mhm.
saying quality over quantity, right? We love in this age to get things now and a bunch of them, especially in the age of Shein and Temu and stuff like
Oh,
that.
Temu.
But we find that these Shein and Temu products are not the best quality. So maybe they'll only last you this year. So if you invest a little bit more into a quality product, that's something that you can keep for yourself and for generations to come. Think about an heirloom that been given from like a family member, from a grandparent who, let's say, is no longer with you, and how much you cherish that. So when you think about those types of things that you can pass down throughout generations, it's very meaningful, right? But when we overspend in one area, we have to find ways to cut in others. So let's say I'm giving or I'm buying a decor piece that I know is going to be in my family forever, but everything else can be a Dollar Tree DIY, right? There's so many different ways that you can check out online to be able to get the cutest little decor. And as a personal thing, even at our office, I had bought ribbon from the Dollar Tree. We had bought bows from the Dollar Tree, and we had made the doors into little presents. It was super cute, very cost effective DIY that still adds that holiday spice for this season, right? On a cheap budget, I would say. Now, swapping with your friends, why not? If one year, like Miss T said, you got white and then your friend had brown and you guys want to do the alternate, why not hit the swapperoonie, right? And even thrifting, and just like T said, that thrifting is her favorite, it is also my favorite. Another personal story, I literally went to Goodwill and I found the cutest little salt and pepper shakers that were Santa and Mrs. Claus, and I got them on a very, very cheap price. They're good quality, which will I can pass down from my family to come.
And by the way, if you have an idea for next year, the best time to buy it is after Christmas, after the holidays, because everything goes on sale. So if maybe this year you didn't have an opportunity, but after Christmas, that's when everything, go out for a low cost. So it'll probably be the best time, even though it's a year from now, but at least you have it now and then wait till next following year when it's very expensive to buy at the same time. So during the holidays, maybe it's best to wait after Christmas if you would like to purchase something that you want to change for next year. Yes, okay. Gifting experience. This is my favorite. This is where you make long lasting memories with your children, with your family, with, in-laws. You don't have, like I said before, gifting that traditional present under the tree. Maybe you would like to give a family, a friend a cooking class, right? Or a pizza making class. You guys go all, go together and celebrate. It doesn't have to be a present right then and there, but in the near future, like let's say in January, you guys go to a pizza making class, gingerbread houses, creating that memorable moment for the holiday season with the cranberries, the cookies are cooking, that smell of the holidays. I feel like even though in Miami it doesn't snow, but we do experience the holidays, right? We make it what we can, right? The DIY painting, party. This is great. It's inexpensive supplies and from the Dollar Tree. And you, let's say you are hosting the party and you just have canvas everywhere and then everybody have a paint. Paint with like $2 and you create a moment together instead of going to a painting with a twist where you have to pay at least $60, right? And then bringing the wine and the food there itself. Candle making, that is a great one. You could create a certain scent for the holidays, again, with your family and friends. I believe the holidays is not just present. I feel like sometimes we have the pressure of I have to get someone a gift. I have to get this person a gift, where you spend an X amount of money that you didn't even budget for just to make that person happy. There's other things that we can do to please our loved ones and to bring joy to their life. Taking a trip is great. So like Emery mentioned before, shopping for the holidays. If you want to buy a sweater, you do not buy it in the winter time, you buy it during the summertime, such as a trip. If you would like to go, let's say, to Cancun in Mexico, right now, this is the best time to buy the tickets for Cancun to Mexico because no one is thinking about Cancun right now. It's winter, it's snowing everywhere. So they probably buy the tickets during the winter time to, have a girls' trip, a guys' trip, half of the cost for the summertime. So it's making the budget and thinking strategically, right? So check out local holiday activities. I love it. With the city of Miramar, your local municipal place, they normally have events, tree lighting. That's another way, inexpensive, bring the family together, and most of all, holiday markets where you can go and support other vendors. Next, please. Okay, gifting ideas. We mentioned it just a tad bit, but with EdFed, if you have anyone that loves to go to the movies, instead of going to the regular AMC Regal and paying that $20, hey, maybe I get some tickets for, my daughter who loves the movies at $9. Simple as that, right? Just the thought that counts. That's what it's mostly about, the thought that counts. And with EdFed, we have Homestead Farms, which is another great one for outdoorsy people who like the fall experience. I love fall colors. I believe fall is like my favorite holiday. Grow flowers, again, thinking strategically. I don't want you guys to think, oh, because it's towards the end of the holidays, this is where we do most of our damages. Guilty. I save up all throughout the year, and then the holidays come, it's like, oh man, I didn't save up anything because I spent it all trying to give someone or loved one gifts that I didn't even budget for. But let's say that Mother's Day is coming up, you can get flowers. Put that expense aside, at a discounted price during this time. It's not. I don't want you guys to think holiday expense just for the end of the year. Throughout the whole year, for example, Memorial Day, most people, do the cookout at their home, buy all the meals and buy all the barbecue. Well, we can do potluck this year. So being strategic throughout the year. Family game night, another one that you can do with a family. Miami Zoo, we have it at a discount price if you are a member. Thinking different ways that you can save. So this is the best part. And I remember during September, we have Miami Spice Week. Perfect example. You can start strategically putting money aside for Miami Spice Week. So I with this webinar, just thinking out of the box, thinking out of the traditional gifts underneath the tree. Next, please.
Now, I actually want to say one point. Gifting
Mm-hmm.
these gifting ideas are more tying to gifting, I would say, an experience, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the memberships, right? With EdFed, you get a discount at the zoo if you guys didn't know, which is an amazing thing. And now is the best time to go to the zoo because it's cool, right? You're not going to be sweating the entire time. And if you have a person that's very outdoorsy, you can gift them a membership using the discount. So it's going to save you money and you're still gifting an experience. Now, ClassPass is one of my favorite ones because it's a fitness app that has different types of gyms and alternative workout methods and even restaurants that you can get at a cheaper alternative. Instead of taking one Pilates session for $200, you'll get it at a much significantly lower price through ClassPass. So if you have an active friend, why not gift them something like that? Right? Or even a masterclass. If you have the friend that loves to learn and is eager for knowledge, why not gift them a class in something that they're interested in? You have somebody that loves to write, give them a creative writing class. You have somebody that wants to learn how to play an instrument, give them a class that teaches them, that can really enrich their knowledge, right? Or even down to the wellness people, right? That we love to take care of ourselves. We want like a good spa treatment. There's so many memberships like with Massage Envy, or you can even do the Satai if you want to go bigger on your budget, right? But it's just thinking about who you're gifting and what you can give to them that's meaningful to them while also not breaking your own bank.
Thank you so much, Anne Marie. So, other ways to reduce your holiday spending. So, if your holiday budget turns out to be tighter than expected, which is most of us, consider other ways of gifting, such as instead of going to Black Friday, as you know, Black Friday is closed, and this is where we do a little bit of damage, starting with me. Shop online. Take advantage of, Prime, I believe it's Amazon Prime Mondays. So take advantage of that buying online instead of the hassle with Black Friday at the traditional stores. I know you mentioned Shein earlier. Just don't do too much damage on Shein, because there's sometimes you will click and click and you look at your cart, it's like 38 items in there. So just making a list. Another way, just keep that list handy. You do not want to go to the grocery store without a list. So do not make the mistake in shopping without a list for the holidays, right? This possibility of for homemade gifts is unlimited, right? Make a Christmas ornaments decoration, bake 10 of cookies. And one example is a friend of mine had a daughter who had made a coupon book for all the mothers, right, of her friends. That's another way. Easy gifting to save somebody the time and the money when it comes to groceries. So something that can be helpful for your family or friends. Specialize in crafting, hosting parties. Actually, with Home Depot, every first Saturday, if you have children or little kids, you can go and they do like painting little houses. Sometimes they build little cars or wooded cars. That's another great thing. Then you can use that, what they created as a decoration for the holidays. Simple. So thinking outside of the bar, participating in gift exchange, white elephant, which is the best game ever. If you know how to play it right, getting that gift that you didn't even imagine, but of course, with white elephant is surprising and expected. Anything that you would like to add, Emery, for reducing holiday spending?
Yeah, I love actually White Elephant. I feel like if you set a limit between your family, you have a whole discussion, right? Max, we're gonna spend $100. So that way you spend $100 and you buy one item for a person and then
Maybe
you get to
50.
see. Or even 50, or even 50, whatever your budget is. That's why you have to come to terms with where you are financially and what's your current situation looking like, especially as a family. If you're going to partake in any of these exchange gifts where you get to take a gift and here and there or whatever, or even maybe like a secret Santa type of gift where the gift giving is like anonymous and you don't know who is giving who what, right? So finding ways to make it fun so you can still partake in getting gifts, but setting a cap, a limit, so that way you're not buying for everybody. Or maybe you can even do that with your group of friends if you have a large friend group, right? Sharing your hobbies is probably one of the best gifts that you can get. If you're a crocheter, maybe you crochet some mittens for the winter time for a friend, or a hat, or a little, now these days people put little plushies in their car. So something like that. Sharing your hobby, sharing your love with your friends and your loved ones is a lot more meaningful than just buying a gift card, let's say. Right? Not only is it helpful for you when you share your hobby, or helpful for them when you share your hobbies, but it's helpful for you because you take the time to work in here and do these things. And I would say that creating whatever your hobby is therapeutic, right? So it's a win-win situation.
Just as before, I talked about my friend whose daughter made the coupon book for all her friends' mom. Save while you shop. Ways to save while you shop, which is I'm a fashionista, discount TJ Maxxter. But instead of me going to Bed and Bath and Beyond and get candles, I would rather go to Burlington. I would rather go to TJ Maxx. Pre-shop pre-holidays. Best thing throughout the year. Set aside, just like we have, summer vacation accounts, set aside a holiday account. And shop throughout the year so you can get those discounted items that are not popular during that season. Shop at a discount store. Again, Maxinista here, Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, you can do some DIY products, DIY projects that looks expensive. I've seen so many. I'm just not as creative, and you need that creative mind. But this is why I go to Pinterest. I go to uh uh either Etsy, so I could see the different ideas that they have, and then I will go to the Dollar Tree and then get a spray paint and then create a bowl and put all my little ornaments in there. Or I would get a runner or a table runner, and I would get a, if you would like to sew, knowing if you know how to sew, maybe you could do your own table runner with your own type of fabric. So, and it's good, so because sometimes someone will come to your house and be like, hey, where did you get this from? You're like, no, I didn't get it anywhere. I made it because you were inspired to do this project. So Dollar Tree items, I do not say, oh, don't knock them out, because you can make some inexpensive, great items out of there. Use gift cards. All the gift cards your family member gives you, I hold them to the end of the year because I know I need them. And then I will use those gift cards to make my purchases. Take advantage of discounts. I wish I could use my student discounts everywhere, show my student ID to go to the movies, to make purchases. So use your discounts. If you have AAA, if you have member perks with your job. I know that people who like to travel, instead of going to Enterprise and use our EdFed Enterprise code. As a member, you can use our code at our perks. One of our member perks is our code, so you can do any rentals. So some people don't know that. So look for things and ways that you can save when you are traveling. Maybe instead of paying the ticket with cash, or your debit card, use your credit card so you can use points. So you can travel next year for at least half of the cost. So those are some ways that you can shop and save while you shop. You have anything you'd like to add?
And yeah, actually, I wanted to say that if anybody was interested in any of our member perks for you being a
Yeah.
member, for just having an EdFed account, you can totally check out our website for the flower lovers, for the zoo goers, for the berry eaters, for there's so many options, different restaurants that you can get money off of. You can just hit up our website, edfed.org. All right.
Oh, this is my favorite. Making ways to make a difference. Since the holidays, we always think about giving to others. Well, this is the perfect time to show your children or any loved one, go to a charitable place and give donations. Give, and it's also a time for cleaning, right? The end of the year cleaning all the toys or all the excess clothes that your kids don't wear anymore. Take them and show them, hey, giving back to others, because during the time of the holidays is about family, but we have to remember some people don't have the privilege as you do. So going there, to Salvation Army, donating at the food pantry, taking the time to create a Christmas box to give it to an under privileged child. Amazing. This is another way, and this is how some students or some kids get creative. All of a sudden this child want to create books for kids who do not have books. So giving them that memorable moment to show, hey, you can give back, and it doesn't necessarily need to spend money. You can give back with time. People forget that giving back with time instead of money or monetary funds is another alternative idea. Adopt a family program. To go into the big sisters and big brothers, as a mentor for one Saturday to a child that doesn't probably have a home, or you don't have a big brother or big sister. So ways to make a difference is not necessarily with presents, but with your time. Anything you
You
want to
know,
say?
and at the end of the day, what we all take with us is our memories, not our materials. So,
Yes.
gifting these experiences and giving back to your community is something that you'll keep with you to the day you go, and them the same. That's why we talk about gifting these things instead of actual presents, right? It's not about presents, it's about being present.
Preparing for the next year starts yesterday. Okay. Starts yesterday. Creating that list for your loved ones, creating a list for the people that you would like to give, such as, the grocery store supervisor, or your doctors, your children teachers. I know some parents buy the teachers gifts at the end of the year. Maybe the whole class get a gift, right? So just, you know, put in a list of who you would like to give so you don't do unexpected giving. Set up a holiday saving account. We have one with EdFed that you can start saving now, putting that money aside by direct deposit. Contribute small amount each month. Be consistent. Make it like a bill. I pay my savings like a bill. Like, just like I have utility bill, I have a savings bill, because if I neglect my savings, then what if something happens, a rainy day, or I have an emergency? So make sure whatever holiday savings that you have, make it like a bill. Keep it separate from other savings account. Don't have it as a overdraft protection. If you don't have it in this savings, if you don't have it in a checking, it'll take it from that savings. Then it's gonna get depleted. Start shopping early, buying winter clothes during the summer. Buying right now, this is a good time to buy bathing suits, the time to buy summer outfits, because it's the winter time. It's way cheaper than the demand during the summer. Start shopping earlier, like we mentioned. Take advantage of sales, Amazon Prime. Buy decoration and wrapping paper after the holidays. Major discounts everywhere that you go after the holidays. There will be so many things on sale. I tell my friends and family, wait till after the holidays. I got you. Because I rather save. If I neglect the whole year not shopping, I will do it after the holidays. And you will have people that understand. Like I said, during the holidays, people put so much pressure of getting each other's gift that we go into debt and add more debt to what we already have to please someone. And that's again going back to mentality of money, mind over emotions, because most of the things that we purchase for ourselves and loved ones is 90% of emotional, 10% logic. So we want you to be logical this year. We want you to make sure to have at least a guide, just like a GPS. Once we put the address, have a list this year, because you have Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas, and then it's New Year's. You have actually three major holidays, and some people celebrate it in between other, like Kwanzaa or Hanukkah. That's more expensive. So just being strategic throughout the year is important. Just look out for the markdown items as well.
Now, I do want to say budgeting and planning all these things for next year, thinking about the trips that you already have to take next year, and coming to terms with your spending and your finances, and just talking about finances in general is never easy, right? Because we have to come to face with ourselves. We have to look in the mirror and realize that we are our culprit and we are the ones that are spending our money. And we have to see where we have to cut back, right? Coming to terms with ourselves is never easy, but it's a necessity, right? It's something that we have to do if we want to stay on track with whatever our goals are, right? So sometimes we have to put in this sacrifice, if you will, to be able to reap the long term rewards.
So our takeaways for today is so many. Even I took something, and we prepared this module, this webinar. Sharing goals with your family and friends is so helpful. Letting them know this year this is our budget. This, or let's come into agreement, what is our budget for this year, and then let's stick within that. Let's actually try to stay in under our estimated budget. Stay accountable. Keep the children accountable. Showing them about allowance and buying things and as they need and not as they want. And so us two parents stay accountable. Managing gift giving expectation instead of thinking the traditional present underneath the tree, give them an experience. Like I would love to go to a cooking class, right? To learn about Indian cooking. That's a great experience. It might not be during the time of the holidays, but I get to enjoy it throughout the year. I know some moms will love a massage envy gift, right? That they can go and take a massage anytime, go get a massage anytime throughout the year. So another thing, give them the experience, give your family and friends the experience that they need. Take the stress off of gift giving off your families and friends. Don't pressure them that they have to get you a gift. Like, I need a gift this year. I really, you have to get me a gift. Make the holidays enjoyable time without additional stress. Create memorable moments, enjoyable moments without the cost. Very inexpensive. Create a gingerbread house cookie together. Try not to get into debt. Always keep that mindset, because some people really do a great job throughout the year and save. It's during the holidays. That's when the whole, I guess, with the advertising from television, and then we have TikTok, we have Instagram. And then everything is a click away to buy. Amazon, click, put it in my cart. Shein, put it in the cart. Just stay, have some boundaries, because if you know that you already accrue some debt throughout the year, do not include more debt during the winter time or during the holidays. And I want to go back to that emotions, mind over emotions, because some people have that mentality that, okay, I can get into debt now because my income tax is coming next year. No, don't have that mindset, because you don't know what can happen next year. We have to think about right now. So you may have enough for next year, or you may not. So things change. So keep that mindset. What can I do now to save? Remember what the holidays are truly about, which is family, building experience, creating memorable moments, and enjoying each other's presence. So it's not the present underneath the tree, like Emery said, but the present of being here for someone. And save is not easy. I know, because things happen, but you can try. You can definitely try. And we want to make sure that our members throughout the holidays enjoy their time with their family, but staying within budget, creating that list before you go out there and shop till you drop. We don't want that. We want you to make sure you have a list, because when you're at home and you're creating that list, you are more logic. You know what you want, you know what it is, and at a quiet area, a quiet environment, so you can think. And then when you go out there, you're not intimidated to go buy a bag, to go buy this, because it's not on your list and you already have a set budget for it.
All
Next.
right. Well, hopefully we learned something here. We taught you a little something. You learned something new that you can do during this holiday season to help you stay on track with whatever your budget and your goals are. So we're going to open up the floor for some questions. If you have
Yes.
any or comments or concerns or even anything that you would like to share, any tips that you've heard in your life about ways that you can save, or any gifting experiences that you would like to share with us that maybe we
We would
haven't
love
covered,
to hear it.
drop them down. We would love to hear it. So we're going to open up the Q&A. Let's see. Don't be shy. We don't bite.
I guess we were that thorough. Were we that thorough?
All right, we'll give it another minute. Any questions, comments, concerns?
What have you done throughout the year that helped you save and you are ready for the holidays? We would love to hear it. Anything that you have, or a project that you have in mind that you are completing or doing at this moment for you to, save any money.
Right? Do you have any gift ideas that you'd like to share with me that I can
Yes.
help with my with my gift giving?
Oh, someone said it's not the best time for auto buying. I'm in the market.
So it's usually said that the end of the year is the time to buy a car because they're trying to get all the old models out.
Inventories.
So exactly, they're trying to get all that old inventory out so you can still buy a new 2024 car at a cheaper price. And I will say that EdFed has a auto advantage program where they will do the entire shopping for you, all the negotiating, so that way you don't have to spend hours at the dealer and you get it at a good price and a good interest rate. That's my recommendation.
Yes, another recommendation is because it's the holidays, just be mindful of certain days like Christmas, that will set the peak because everyone is shopping maybe for a car. Not everyone, but the shopping for a car during Christmas to give somebody. It might be a little bit higher. So definitely call our auto buying department. They will guide you on it. Like Emery said, we have someone that can you just tell them the type of car you need, your budget, your pre-approval, and they'll do all the negotiation, everything for you. So try definitely our auto buying department where our experts definitely have helped our people in the past.
So we have another question. Is the EdFed skip a payment a good idea? I say yes, but it's just
Yeah.
being mindful of the things that go into it. It'll alleviate your payment for this month or the month to come. But I will say that while you don't make a payment this month, interest will still accrue.
Mhm.
So I say yes overall.
Yes, I do say yes as well, and I used it myself. So yes.
Beautiful. Any other questions, comments, concerns? All right. Well, as a reminder, we're going to be posting this presentation to our YouTube channel at EdFed TV. So if we don't have any additional questions, comments, or anything, we'll be concluding our session today. So I hope that we shared some valuable tips and that we helped you think of different ways that you can save for the holiday and create those lasting memories. So thank you again for joining us for another EdFed Academy webinar. And from our family at EdFed to yours, we wish you a very happy holiday season. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye.